Audience, we have Hector Acevedo. Hector, will you stand up for me tonight? How you doing, pal? Good to see you. Hector Acevedo lives in one of 91 affordable units at University Park, in a permanently affordable unit. Hector's mother, who works at Harvard incidentally, doesn't have to worry about increased rents anymore. She can make sure that Hector studies well while he's at Cambridge Ringe and Latin. Hector has told me that he's going on to BU to come back to be a teacher in the Cambridge public school system. Hector, congratulations. We're going to talk to him about Lesley University, don't worry. 15% of this city's housing stock is protected for low-income residents. It's a significant number. Permanently affordable rental units. Where we have a challenge is around protecting moderate income and working income families and residents to stay here in the city. Those who are above low-income qualifications but simply cannot afford the rents and the purchase prices in this community. City of Cambridge and the City Council has worked hard to put 350 residents each year through our first-time home buyer program. Tonight in the audience is an old friend, Olga Raspina. Olga, where are you? Stand up, Olga. Say hello. Olga, her husband Edgar, and her two children, Julian in 10th grade and Laura in 6th grade, worried about their rents. They lived in subsidized housing in North Cambridge. After participating in the city's first-time homebuyer program, and after 3 to 4 years of waiting, Olga would like me to remind us, she does now have an affordable ownership townhouse, which used to be a rundown worker cottage on Ringe Avenue in North Cambridge, just a stone's throw away from where she was raising her family in a rental unit. Now Olga owns. Now Olga and Ed Kid can worry about their children's education without worrying about rental increases. Olga wants me to remind you that she waited 4 years and that there are hundreds of people that could be in a position to buy. Olga, thank you for being here tonight. You represent the work that we have before us. The work of getting funding sources for above 80% of median, which is what the federal government considers really to be eligible funding levels, takes institutional partnerships. Tonight I'd like to praise Harvard University for taking the first major step towards contributing to the city's housing crisis by coming up with a loan program to Cambridge and Boston for $10 million for each community. That money is flexible and it allows us to help residents like Olga who may not qualify under traditional programs, but by Cambridge standards are people that we want to keep in this community. We applaud Harvard University for taking that first step, and we look forward to your future commitment in the area of affordable housing. Thank you. I'd like to state some final challenges in the area of housing. Our universities, who we treasure, who are an integral part of this community, have exerted some pressures on our housing market. I think we would all agree. Our major universities are housing less than 50% of their graduate students. That presents an enormous pressure on our housing market. We continue to urge the universities of this city to house your students. We know you can do that with minimal impact to our neighborhoods. We will continue to work with you to achieve that goal. My final challenge is to landlords. There are 420 landlords currently accepting Section 8 certificates in this city. I want to thank each and every one of you. Locating Section 8 housing in this city has become a very difficult task. The Cambridge Housing Authority, on a daily basis with the Multi-Service Center and other housing advocates, fight relentlessly to get places for those Section 8 certificates to be housed. We are currently utilizing 84% of our Section 8 certificates, a good number representing a serious struggle by housing advocates in the city. I want to thank those 420 landlords for being part of our community, for understanding that a community requires economic mix. I tonight ask landlords outside of the 420 number to step forward Take a Section 8 certificate. The rents are reasonable. You will be making a community stand together. You will be standing together with the City of Cambridge and our community advocates to ensure that we maintain the economic mix that this city so desperately needs to maintain. I urge landlords to come forward and thank those who have come forward and served Section 8 residents. They're an important part of this community. As I move into public investment and development, I'd like the city to reflect back on the early 80s, a time when in Cambridge our bond rating was suspended. Seems like a long time ago today, but it wasn't that long ago. It prevented the city from making very important capital improvements to continue to invest in a long-term plan, and everything stopped. Today, because of sound management, we have a AAA bond rating. We have a free cash reserve of $20 million. This money enables us to move forward with important public investment projects. Across this city, you see parks and recreational areas being renovated. In the last few years, we've renovated 2 more grammar schools. We'll have a new track facility and a new Russell Field, and we want to applaud the efforts around Magazine Beach. The City Council, with its great leadership, has come forward and started the first open space acquisition fund in the city's history. It's already making a difference. We're moving forward to having a state-of-the-art youth center in every neighborhood. We will have a new water treatment facility opening this spring that will serve residents for the next centuries and create more affordable and better quality water for this city. We will also be moving forward since the City Council has allocated money and cited a brand new state-of-the-art library that will serve our residents for the next 100 years. Congratulations. The money that we have invested goes hand in hand with money that we allocate for strong city services, which we're very proud of. Tonight, as I look out and see the public safety officials in the audience, we as a community should stand together and be proud of what we've accomplished. This year again, we've increased funding for public safety. We've put more police officers and more firefighters on the streets of the city. Despite the fact that this year, crime was up from 1999 by 1%. Crime is at an all-time low. Crime is down 35% from 10 years ago. We've held that number over the last 3 years. With the community policing efforts of this city, the leadership of our police officers, the work of local neighborhood crime advocates, those who are working every day on crime patrols and crime watches, we will continue to keep those crime numbers down. I want to thank those who have been active in your communities to make sure that people are communicating around the area of crime. I'd also like to thank Ronnie Watson, the police commissioner, our city manager, and our city council for taking a lead on the issue of racial profiling. The issue of racial profiling and community and police relations and youth relations are not problems that we're immune from in the city of Cambridge. Cambridge needs to be a demonstrated leader in this area. We appreciate your leadership in this area, and you will continue to have my support. We have also with us our Cambridge Fire Department. I'd like to welcome new Chief Reardon, who is with us tonight. I'd like to thank Chief Fitzgerald for many years of dedicated service to the city of Cambridge as well. Tonight, I'm proud to announce that the Cambridge Fire Department has received a Class 1 rating given by the insurance industry for a few fire departments across this country. After a winter where there were several major fires, because of the professionalism and training of this fire department, we had no fatalities, and each fire was handled with minimal pain for our residents, followed by a community response to those fire victims, which is not only handled by the fire department, but by the multi-service center and our human service agencies. We appreciate you being part of that community response. Keep up the good work. As we move forward in the area of public safety, I would urge both the police and the fire department to be cognizant